Hey everybody, how are y'all out there? It is 8:30. Wait a minute. Oh, how are y'all? How are y'all? We are live. Come on in, come on in. Is my chat working? What is it? Tonight's topic is let's see what we got. Tonight's topic: my brother is a truck driver. He took his girlfriend on the road trip with him and they got into an argument. He mistakenly shot her and was locked up in Kentucky. He was arrested for attempted murder and tampering with evidence. My mother hired a lawyer in Kentucky that was able to get him released, although they knew he had a case in DeKalb County. Anyway, the brother got picked up again. Mother, hey Karen, mother tried to get brother out, and of course, they didn't get him out. Just giving the overview of the topic. I think I put it in the description, so it is there. Let's see if it'll let me type. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to the Dr. Dare Show. Yeah. Where is the description? Come on in. Come on in. Let's start this chat. Yes. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Come on in. Welcome to the Dr. Dare Show. We're continuing our discussion on domestic violence. Since this is Domestic Violence Month, you guys wanted to finish the conversation from last week, and we are back and full effect. Yeah. So come on in. Come on in. Give y'all a little music before we a little Halloween background. There we go. Halloween. Yep. So again, come on in. I know it's Halloween. A lot of people probably won't join. We won't stay on here long. I promise. Yeah, and so our last week's discussion, which is where we left off, was suspect was on the phone with another man. He later found out the man on the phone was the girl's brother. Now he is asking for forgiveness and wants to marry her. I have forgiven him. Should I go ahead and accept his hand in marriage? Please advise. And that was from last week. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that was the picture from last week. I guess before, oops, I hit something. I did. Oh, yeah. It'll focus. No. Before and after. Anyway. Yeah. So we are finishing that discussion from last week. So welcome back. You know, if anybody is out there, I won't keep you long tonight. I know it's Halloween. You see, I got my little Halloween decorations on my screen. I'm getting fancy with this stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see. Oh, I get to see myself. No. Where is the description? Come on in. Let's start this chat. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, Karen, I see your so today's chat is about hey Pat, hey Karen. So Karen wants me I thought I typed it somewhere, Karen, and I can't find where I did that. Anyway, it's today's topic is we're still on the domestic violence platform. But today's topic, I was scrolling through, this is a real case. I was scrolling through like the DeKalb County. There are cases that are on the docket, and this was one of them. And it was about a truck driver who, I guess him and his girlfriend went on a drive or a route for the trucking company. And she ended up being shot and I think, yeah, murdered. She was killed, shot in the head. And he says he mistakenly shot her in the head. And so, of course, they put him into jail for two things: for tampering with evidence and then for murder. And so, for some reason, his senior citizen mom was able to get him out of jail. And the first time, but then he had other cases in another county, I think. And so they picked him back up and put him in jail again. Now they're asking for $5,000. And I think I put the description in there. So this is to me, another case of domestic violence, probably going on forever. And again, that family jumped in, as most families do, and they become the enabler. It seems like that mom and the family was getting him out of jail, and it seems like he's been in trouble before. And even with the murder, like, how does someone mistakenly shoot somebody in the head? Go figure, right? Yeah, so what's your thoughts on this story? Hopefully I wasn't talking too fast. I think I'm going to type it while y'all are thinking about it. Boyfriend. Accident. Emily. Yeah. And also, our last topic from last week, we were talking about the one lady who was asking the question whether she should marry the gentleman who left her kind of damaged, I think. Yeah. And so we wanted to finish this discussion. Oh. So are y'all out there? Can y'all hear me? It's probably going to be a slow night because it is Halloween Eve. There's a lot of parties going on. I forgot all about that. I didn't think to probably have canceled this until the following week. But we're here and we're going to do it. Yeah. So yeah, today's story, I'll talk about that again. There's this boyfriend, him and his girlfriend. He's a truck driver, and they go on this ride. I guess a route is what they call it. And they dropped off whatever they were dropping off. But she somehow ends up shot in the head mistakenly. And they arrest him for murder, and they arrest him for tampering with evidence. The family bails him out, but then he gets arrested again for some other charges in another county. It seems like this family is enablers, like they're constantly probably getting this guy out. I'm sure there was some domestic violence between his boyfriend and girlfriend, and this was the last result. Because if you pulling out a gun and you're shooting somebody, I don't think that just happens. Mistakenly shot someone, right? So Karen says it sounds like it may be a case of ongoing domestic violence. I'm not understanding how he mistakenly shot someone. Did he mistakenly pick up the gun even in anger? How is that a mistake? And I don't think it was a mistake, Karen. I think, like you said, it takes time to pick up a gun. Actually, to know you have a gun, first of all. Why do you have a gun? Maybe to protect yourself when you're on the road. I get that piece. But to actually pick that gun up and to actually shoot somebody, yeah. So Pat says, and Karen, I'll post that so people can see it. Pat says, what is the history with this couple? I don't have a lot of history, so I got the information from some court cases from a county, and all they gave us is that this is what happened. And I automatically thought domestic abuse, because you just don't go from getting into an argument and then shooting somebody and then saying you mistakenly shot somebody. My problem here is that this family, and it happens a lot in all families, I'm sure, where the senior citizen, the mother is worried about her son, and she's constantly enabling, this issue with the son, which is probably why he's constantly in trouble. So, yeah, I just think it's domestic violence. I think this was just like that last, notch or whatever. And so Karen says, unfortunately, she is not here to tell her side. Right. So we don't know the other part of this. All we know is that she's gone. Do you think the family is right? Do you think this happens a lot with families? They see abuse by their loved one doing it to somebody else, and they kind of don't say anything. Okay, so Pat says if they had a history with DV, then it's DV case homicide, domestic violence case homicide. And I'm sure they're still investigating it. I think the family just, that family is actually trying to get him out still. That was the last part of this case, is that the family was so focused on getting him out and not looking at that, hey, my son is accused of murder and he shot someone. I know if it was somebody related to me and you kill someone, I don't think I would be trying to get you out of jail. I don't know. All families are different. Yes. Okay, let me post that. Pat, how are you feeling too? Just checking on you. And so Karen says enabling domestic violence, not a good practice. Yes, but you know what? It happens all the time. I think people are afraid to say stuff. And Pat says she's not covering up for anybody. Right. Me either. I'm like, no. So I forgot what we were talking about last week, that we got into this topic that we couldn't stop talking. I think we were just talking about that other case. And how she shouldn't marry, this other guy. Let me see if I can find that one. Oh, yeah, this one. See if it focuses. There she is. Yeah, that's the case we talked about last week. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the case we talked about last week. Before and after. Before and after. So, yeah. Better. Thank you. Good, Pat. Glad you're feeling better. Yeah. So, domestic violence is, like I said last week, it's just, it's increasing because of the pandemic. People are at home. They're sitting there. That's when you actually get to know each other. And sometimes I guess you realize you don't like each other. Excuse me, if it turns into domestic violence. But I think the domestic violence, and you guys tell me what you think. Do you think domestic violence just started during the pandemic, or was it always going on in that particular home? Say, for instance, do you think the COVID and the pandemic was a trigger for domestic violence? No. Y'all are quiet tonight. We probably won't stay on long tonight. I think I just realized, earlier today, I was like, I probably should have canceled this because it is Halloween Eve. Nobody's talking and it's okay. Yeah, talking about the escaping domestic violence. relationship. Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Karen. Yep. And Pat, you think it was always been going on even before the pandemic started? You think the pandemic just made it worse? And see, the thing with domestic violence, it may start off small and then it just explodes, which is what I thought about this couple, this truck driver and his girlfriend. I think that was the big argument or the big fight that most women that are in domestic violence relationships are fearful of, or they're not aware of. Is that, yeah, it may start with a little hit or a little push or some mental abuse, but eventually that just keeps building up and building up and building up and building up until it gets out of hand. Yes, Pat, I agree. Pandemic made it worse. Yeah, because you honestly, they probably people that verbally or physically abuse others probably get really frustrated or angry, and so this pandemic is actually stressing everybody out, putting anxiety out on people, and all of those things. So, yeah, yep. Everybody's quiet tonight. I think this is going to be a quiet night. I think I need to do a show on I'm trying to see, do I have a client on Tuesday night? On the night of the election, like the results. I'm still thinking about that. Like, sorry, I'm jumping off topics. Because I know a lot of people are stressed about the pandemic. Yeah, so back to the domestic violence topic. Yeah, so it just gets worse as time goes by. So, Pat, do you agree with me on doing something on that election night? Because I think everybody's going to be a little anxious, and we might have to talk through that, kind of explore what that looks like. Anxiety and the pandemic are stressing us out. Yes, everybody. Don't forget politics, Karen. You say anxiety and the pandemic, then there's politics that's in the mix there too. I know a lot of people who are just kind of apprehensive about it. Okay, thanks, Pat. Yep, agreed on election day. So I might just do a pop-up and just turn it on, do a live on that night just to see how everybody's feeling. Yeah. A lot of people that I've seen, probably like 15 clients this week, and they're all stressed about next Tuesday. Anyway, yeah. Since it's quiet, I'm not gonna hold y'all on here. I will do something on election night. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna end this early. Politics are elevating our anxiety. Yes. Yep. So I think I'm going to end this early because it is Halloween. So give y'all some time back. Thank you, Pat and Karen, for joining. And we will talk again maybe Tuesday night. Okay. Bye.